We are well into the second half now of Tour de Endurance in Season 4, and we reached the 6th event of 8 in the B League. It's the culmination race. This event gave us some great races in the A League, and just because it's the B League does not mean these teams will not give it their all once again in the culmination race. 3 parts to this race. You have the gravitrax, then the track, and then that open section where things can really get dicey with the speed boost, especially in this combination race. You can see the Expedition pre-show team showing us how it's done. And this event is surely going to give us some great action in this B League event.
Yeah, a lot of the action was in that last rocky road style section with the bumpy track and the wide open boulevard, and that speed boost provided some fantastic drama in the last stretches of the race. And the Expedition teams here, Royal Blues there, you can see that there's a great pass, so many great passing opportunities just exiting between the sections. And then there's that last stretch where we've seen not only the Royal Blues pass the Polar Bears there, but also Sky Dragons rocket past the Bone Rattlers. Several overtaking opportunities. It's all about how you handle that 4th section, but the first 2 sections you don't want to be too poor, otherwise you'll end up like the Bone Rattlers and pretty much start and finish in 4th place. And there you see the heats lined up from Heat 1 over there with Rosemary's Three Woodsmen and Team Sunrise through Sweet and Sours in Heat 4. How is this going to play out? The first proper race is about to go underway. Rosemary's, Moneymakers, Silly Slimes, and the Woodsmen.
The Rosemary is very high up the standings. Woodsman down in dead last in the standings. And with just a few events to go in the B League, relegation is imminent for some of these teams. Woodsman so slow out of the gravitrax. Rosemary's now have the lead, and it's close battle for second place. The transfer position between the Moneymakers and the Silly Slimes. Rosemary's, though, that lead is not safe. Moneymakers trying to make a charge. Now they try to go around the outside. It's not going to happen for them. Can the Woodsmen or the Silly Slimes come back? They cannot. Rosemary's and the Moneymakers will hold on pretty much from start to finish for those two, but the Silly Slimes were pretty close in the middle part of the course to second place.
Yeah, pretty sound advancement there. Once the Moneymakers pulled away from the Silly Slimes at the beginning of this section, it was pretty much finished. Woodsman did rocket past the Silly Slimes there, but by such a terrible exit out of the gravitrax, it was just pretty much finished from there. I do not know how they were going to pull it back from there. And then move on to Heat 2. Onion Union, Steel Force, Team Mayhem, and the Crystal Pistols. It's chaotic out of the gate. Crystal Pistols had the early lead, but Team Mayhem have shouldered aside a silver in the last event, and Onion Union got gold, so top heavy runners here from the last event. But Mayhem and Crystal Pistols are currently fairly well ahead of Steel Force, who are also well ahead of Onion Union.
Ooh. Yeah, those back two are going to need to do something big to get into those transfer positions. Crystal Pistols, great head of steam towards the end. Mayhem also takes that section well, and I don't think either of the other two are going to catch up. Look how slow they are, both the Onion Union and the Steel Force. And Onion Union will come across the line in last. Not good for our championship leaders and our winners of the last event. Chives will get 4th place here. Crystal Pistols and Team Mayhem, though, from pretty much start to finish as well in this heat, those two never really had any troubles in advancing.
We're seeing great battles for the lead in these first couple of races rather than the transfer positions, which it does give bragging rights, but that also means that if this keeps up, the final is going to have an incredible race for gold. Navy Seals looked to have a good start there, but they just got shouldered aside by all 3 of their competitors coming down the ramp, and Popsicles there, that did the same thing the Woodsman did and just slowed to a crawl upon the exit. And the Green Platoon and Croissant Crew, again, well out in front. Croissant Crew make a nice play there to get into first place, but can either of those two at the back make up any ground? Popsicles trying to have a go, but Navy Seals just blocking them, and now they're trying to have a go. I don't think it's going to happen though. The Green Platoon and Croissant Crew dueling all the way across the line. The Green Platoon just hold on, and Popsicles sneak past Navy Seals right at the end, as they were valiantly trying to do pretty much the entire race, but Navy Seals just would not let up that 3rd place position, and look what it got them in the end. It didn't get them anything.
That gravitrax section at the beginning, devilishly tricky for some of these marbles, and you can see a Navy Seals great head of steam there. I thought they would have had the speed to catch up, but a bad glance off the wall there meant that completely arrested their momentum, even falling back to last behind the Popsicles. And those two not going to get a good result here as they go on to the final heat. Team Sunrise, Quantum Tunnels, Flash Fires, and the Sweet and Sour. Sweet and Sour is getting some bumps, helping them hold on to the lead. Team Sunrise in 2nd place. Quantum Tunnels take it from them, and the Tunnels now have 2nd place in the track section. Can any of them catch up? It's all 4 of them pretty close as we go into the final section of this race.
Flash Fires went past the Team Sunrise, but just could not hold that position. Sweet and Sour's the Quantum Tunnels, one of Quantum Tunnels, big bunch off the wall, and Team Sunrise rocket from 3rd to 1st using that speed boost, and they win the race past the Quantum Tunnels, who had a terrible bounce off of one of the walls, which pretty much sealed their fate. Even if Team Sunrise didn't catch that speed boost, they probably would have caught up just by pure speed alone. But the chaos to this section here, Flash Fires past Team Sunrise and just absolutely ruined there by the Quantum Tunnels, could not get past, and that threw off the rest of their race. And look at that, perfectly dodged Quantum Tunnels. They swore they were trying to block them, they saw it coming, but just could not shut the door in time. And that leaves Quantum Tunnels in 10th place and Team Sunrise on to the next round.
For the Quantum Tunnels, last few events have not gone their way at all. Woodsman also knocked out in the heats. Time is running out for them to get out of the relegation zone. But for these marbles in the semifinals, there is still time for them to get a great result here in this event. Rosemary's in the lead. Treat and Sours take it from them. Lagoon Platoon behind them. Close, but Team Mayhem isn't. The top three though, any of them could advance here. Team Mayhem is going to need to make a big comeback between these top three. Lagoon Platoon make the move for second place. Who's going to miss out and who's going to advance?
Rosemary's have a big lead. Spin Sounds are going to be fighting for it. Through comes Team Mayhem. Through goes Bedlam from Team Mayhem to steal advancement from the grasps of not only the Glimmertoon, but also the Sweet and Sours. At the very last moment, I was left speechless by that play. You see, Rosemary's, that was a critical pass. They didn't get past it. They might have had what happened to Sweet and Sours and just been rocketed by Team Mayhem. That was unbelievable. Perfect precision through this stretch of the track to just streak past both of them, but that is perfect. That is one of the moves of the day so far. Perhaps moves of the season, and the semi-final B crew following that up. That is unbelievable stuff.
I'm still left bewildered at how that happened. They came from absolutely nowhere. But we have another semi-final to go through. Team Sunrise in the back right now, and they are behind Crystal Pistols, the top two, well out in front. It is the Croissant crew now, well ahead of the Moneymakers, and those two look like they're going to advance unless one of the other blue marbles can come back. Team Sunrise now, they made a great comeback in their heat. Can they make a great comeback in the semi-final? It's not going to happen. Moneymakers and the Croissant crew will cruise to advancement, and Team Sunrise and the Crystal Pistols will not. That speed boost, that is really your key to success, key to comebacks in this event if you need to make it, and that speed boost was not achieved by any of these marbles in this heat.
And yeah, no, pretty cruisy heat that time for the Moneymakers and the Croissant crew. Croissant crew are in the relegation zone. This is a critical event, making it to the final for this one. Can they capitalize and get a proper, fantastic result from this final race and get them out of that relegation zone with 2 events to go, giving them space to get more points? Bedlam, Cash, Brioche, and Sage. The final 4 in the combination race, which has been chaotic so far, and Brioche takes the early lead over Sage and Cash, but Team Mayhem again falling behind, but they've used that very well before. Can they do it again?
Croissant crew, they were out in front of their semi-final, held on to it back then. Can they hold on to it here in the final? Moneymakers right on their tail. Can they make the move on them? Moneymakers, they collide, and here comes the Rosemary's and Team Mayhem. It's all 4 of them so close across the line. The Croissant crew does hold on to that gold medal, but it is millimeters coming across the line for the top 3, almost the top 4 even, and it is a miracle that the Croissant crew is able to hold on to that gold. Croissant crew on top here, but these 2 marbles came back, didn't even use the speed boost. They still managed to get huge speed towards the end there, and just look at how close it is. Oh, that is just peak racing in the combination race.
Unbelievable stuff. We thought we'd seen it all with the A-League, but we had clearly not seen it all. Everyone was fighting for the gold in the very last stretch. They see a replay of Team Mayhem. Bedlam has been fantastic today, a very well-deserved silver medal, but Brioche, they're fantastic defend them all off and win the gold medal, and a crucial one at that.
So with 2 events to go in the B-League, Woodsman cannot win. Rosemary's take the lead. Onion Union in second place, and Team Sunrise round out the top 3. But still, it is very close to the end of this B-League and relegation for some of these teams. The next event, we will be back in the A-League for the triathlon.